Hey, Pat. I changed too many things. All right, there's that. Turn the phone on. All right, that'll do there. And I need something to drink. Hey, Space Cootie. Back in 2 seconds. All right. I have water. Bang. Everything theoretically set up and will work. Never quenched. Never quenched. Always unquenchable. Always thirsty for more art stuff. All right, let's see. Let's see how this system works. Well, okay, that didn't work, so that's that. Ooh, I wonder. That's something I didn't think of yet. Anyway, close enough. Close enough. Let's see if the intro button works, which it does. Forgot the headphones. I forgot the headphones. Ripley, I can't even hear you. Just play the intro, please.
5 stars. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
And tell your hot mom.
Hot mom.
There's no such thing as grownups.com.
There's no such thing. There's no such thing. It's a fact. There's no such thing. Alright, so I didn't check to see if the sketchbook was going to bounce around. Hey! Synced. Alright, we're in sync. Everything's a little bit different. Change the lights around. And just a lot of new, slightly different stuff. I think this is working. Yeah, that should be fine. And oh yeah, this guy's over here. But so many weird new things that I have not really tried out yet. I just built all this stuff. Lots of glue. Alright, that light is brighter than I expected. Excuse me. Let's see if we can twist it. Alright, we'll work with that. Didn't really count on the slidiness of this table. It's gonna need a little doorstop thing to keep that from going. And let's get the camera adjusted. Yeah, that'll work fine. Anyway, that's one thing. That's one thing. So the other thing is again the build up, the slow build up. I took last week off work, like I'm gonna do so many things. But mostly it was I gotta get out of here. These roofers are too loud and crazy and gross. So I got out of here and managed to just put like an hour here and there on stuff like this. And I don't even know. Like right now, there's a bulldog clip on the floor. I have no idea how that got there, because still literally throwing things together at the last minute. But yeah, so soon hopefully soon we'll do some Milo playing Mario. But today, that's gonna drive me nuts. The solution to everything is usually MacTac or whatever it's called, generic, tacky, sticky blue stuff. I'll just grab some of that. Just heat it up in your hand. If you don't know about this stuff, if you never had to put posters up in college, I always just use tape, but they always want you to use stuff like this so it doesn't leave marks. And that's what I tried to do with this apartment was, I'm gonna fill all these holes, I'm gonna put everything up with those sticky hooks. And then in the middle of the night, like every once in a while, I hear just a loud crashing sound and one of my pictures is on the wall and one of those sticky hooks is no longer holding it up. And then I resort to, is this where I want it? Right about here. Now what I should do really is grab anything and stick it across the bottom as like a little page holder thing. But anyway, I made a new little box, a little magic box with all my buttons on it. That's not wireless, so it doesn't lose power and go weird. So I can be like, hey, this camera. Oh, that's not the angle I wanted, really. It's close enough. For now. Oh, there it is. Bang. And then a little bit of light. Maybe shine it around this way. No, it's too bright. Too crazy. All right. So anyway, there's some light there. Hopefully that will help it register without being too overwhelming. And I still need to add a little holder deal for my phone so I can see what people are typing without my phone sliding off when I do eventually move stuff around. And I've got like 1,000 stories for this week. And I swear to God, with the light there, okay, let's do this then. What if I do this? There we go, that's better. Good at streams. It's the best part of your dreams. But, alright. Find a pencil. I think my blue pencil is lost forever. Gonna have to order some blue pencils. Sharpener. It's a little pencil, but still good. So, what do we got going on here? I need some notes. So aside from spending the week rigging this thing up, drilled a hole in it, actually screwed this microphone stand into it. Look, see, it barely shakes. Look at how much... See, and that's the other thing that's left. I'm going to get a little phone cuppy thing to put there, and then my phone will always be ready, and I can see what you guys are saying without having to squint over at the screen like a crazy person. And what else we got? We got Ripley. Ripley over at the booth. How's everything going? You switching cameras real good without me doing it? Or am I over here doing it? Oh, your blank stares. You're terrible. And then back to me. Hey, it's me. What's going on? And Ripley's like... I'm like, yeah, I know, sweet angel. That's great. But we're still doing the thing, and that's not your job right now. But yes, we will get to a Flashdance dinosaur lady, which I did a little doodle of at lunchtime. And let's go back to this camera. And yeah, so on my little pad there, I'm tempted to swing it over. I put a bunch of little stickers, like literally 5 seconds before I ran the stream, and realized that my sound wasn't hooked up, which I genuinely can't explain why and when I unhooked my microphone, because... Go. So that was a mistake moving that around. We'll try not to do that again. I put a bunch of stickers on here. Out of the way, light. And focus. 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 Alright, I think that'll work. So, I'm going to re-look up the Flashdance poster real quick, because I did not save it on this little machine. And yeah, we'll do a Flashdance dinosaur, because I forget what I was watching the other day, some sort of game show perhaps, and one of the answers, one of the things showed the Flashdance poster. I'm like, I don't even know if I've seen that movie ever, but that poster needs a dinosaur head so bad. So bad. All the DJs were saying, damn, if dinosaur heads were drugs, you'd be selling them by the gram. I'm going to type Flash Dance. Boop. Click on this. That is a good enough picture. Good enough. Hello. Save. And then drop in here. You can't see what I'm doing, so it doesn't matter. Click. Hey. And there, we're all full screen. So, just gonna draw this again. I think I might leave the hair on this one. I'm not sure. Every once in a while, I give one of the dinosaurs hair, and it helps sell whatever that thing was. This is super light, so I still honestly don't really expect you to be able to see it light or not. But it'll get darker in a second. I'll get blue pencils again. So story-wise, oh snaps. What do we have going on here? Ah, yes. So, remember, I'm pretty sure last week sometime I mentioned, hey, I was walking down the street, and in the distance I saw what I assumed was a truck, a SUV painted up for jungle gyms, like some kind of jungle theme. But in the distance, it looked like that's kind of like a Jurassic Park truck. It's definitely not. So I'm not going to give it a second look. I'm just going to keep going, and everything's fine. And then I saw it again, and I was like, oh my god, like this close to just stepping out into the street and just like waving, like, no, you have to stop. You have to stop, sir. I have to ask you a few questions. And by a few questions, I mean I have to scream, what is going on here? What is going on here? Why are you in a movie truck? How are you in a movie truck? This is a Jurassic Park movie truck? I was going to even stop drawing dinosaur stuff for a while, and then you drove by in a Jurassic Park car. Why? How? You crazy person? And then I realized, it's not, 9 o'clock on a Wednesday evening on a random street. You don't just step out and stop somebody like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to make a citizen's questioning, right? Like, yes, so this is, Law and Order, the SUV, and I need to ask you to explain your SUV to me, sir or ma'am. So I'm not gonna run out of page. Those would be. So, like I said, I'm not sure if I mentioned it on here. I think I did, but I know I specifically messaged Space Goonie that one day, like that Sunday afternoon, when I was like, I'm just heading home. Either went to a secondhand store or was looking for flea markets, whatever it was. I was like, instead of just taking this direct route straight home, I'm gonna take the longest way possible all around town, up and down every street, in the off chance I'm going to catch this Jurassic Park SUV, because, I don't know, it seems like something I'm supposed to do. I don't really have anything else to do today. Maybe instead of going to the gym, I will hunt and track, or just not even a hunt and track. I'm going to randomly walk every street of this town until I find it. And yeah, maybe it's going to be parked in a driveway. Maybe I'm going to walk up to that door and go, I'm sorry, I mean, you're welcome for me not stepping out in front of traffic and stopping you or jumping on your hood in the middle of the street that other night, but I'm sorry for bothering you in your home, sir. What in the effing name of F and C is going on out there? What is that? What is explain yourself, sir? Explain yourself. I mean, I explain myself every week, and I have cats coming out of pipes for no reason whatsoever. I've got other cats directing stuff over there. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. I've got buttons that change cameras. But you, sir, you need to explain to me why and how your Jurassic Park vehicle now. Go. So, I posted a picture of it on my Instagram in my stories for a minute. I know it doesn't save those, but yeah, I went to the market as I do. If you live in Truro, stop by the Truro Farmers Market on Saturday, not just to see me, but to see everybody. All right, there's lots of great stuff and lots of amazing people. I absolutely love it there. It's kind of one of my favorite things to do and one of my favorite places to go. And I had extra fun this week for like 5 different reasons. And most of it was making my own fun, but one was sometimes, ghostly hauntings you turn loose when you say Jurassic Park 3 times. And this dude comes up to my table, a younger guy, I would say, seemed pretty young, and he's like, "Oh, hey!" Like he was just about to go out the door, but my table was by the door, the opposite side of where I was from last week or the last time I was there, and he's just like, "Huh? Like what's going on over here? Bunch of weird, sexy dinosaur books and shirts and stuff." And a big giant gizmo painting and a bunch of weird stuff. There was an Ewok earlier, but this other kid bought it, and that's also kind of a fun story. But dude's just like, "Hey, so what's the deal with the dinosaurs? Like, how did that all start?" Like he has the right to ask for my origin story, but that's why I'm there. I give every person, if you stop for more than 14 seconds, you're getting my origin story and a lot more just conversation for no reason whatsoever other than that's why I'm here. Market trap. So this market trap walks up and he's all, "Yeah, what's the deal? This is funny. I'm not sure if I should be freaked out by this or weirded out or feel uncomfortable or enjoy it, whatever." And then, the same thing everybody says about the dinosaurs. I say whatever my usual thing is, like, I don't know, like I was drawing this picture of Ed Harris. He looked like a dinosaur. I kept going with it. It looked like a great dinosaur Ed Harris head. Thought it was awesome. And then for whatever reason, I thought, hey, what if I go a little bit further and we do a pinup with a dinosaur head? I'm sure I stole it from somebody else who was doing it with bird heads or some other thing. And that's all well and good. So I say that, blah, 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 whatever. Like, I'm a weirdo, but for the most part, like, yeah, me and my cousin, we used to draw dinosaurs all the time. All the time. Maybe him more so than me, but he got me into dinosaurs. We were into dinosaurs. There's nothing wrong or weird about that. So he was like, have you seen around town that like Jurassic Park car or whatever? Like, I don't even know. Who am I? I don't know. Have you anybody? Has anybody seen this Jurassic Park car? Is there even one in town? I don't even know. What do you think about it, if there is a thing? And I'm like, oh yeah, actually, I went like kind of chasing it down. I thought about stepping out in front of the street and saying, "Excuse me, you need to explain this." And I just walked through streets for like 45 minutes one day, hunting down this stranger, this maniac, whatever they are. And he was like, "Oh yeah. For what I feel like is just an interminable, inhuman amount of drama build-up time. Just like, oh yeah, it's like you must do this all the time, and I would too, I guess. Like who wouldn't do that if you saw a dinosaur nerd and you knew what you were driving? Just be like, hey, so what do you? So he was like, oh yeah, so that's like that's me, and I'm like, what? That's you? Yeah. All right then. Okay, cool. Where is it? Like, is it here now? You're like driving it around just as a car? And he's like, yeah. Well then, I'm so like I don't know. Like just like last week at the gym story, like sorry, I don't know how to people. I don't know how to people when weird things happen and my insides collapse and my brain stops doing the thing. Explain, just explain, sir, before I grab you by the collar and shake you and start screaming, why Jurassic Park car, why? And oh, definitely, he fully was just like, have I got a story for you? Like, I'm your hero and you don't even know it yet. Like, yeah, that's awesome. Like, that's awesome. I'm lots of people's heroes and I don't know it, and it's always amazing when you're like finally confronted with the, excuse me, sir, did you know you're my hero? You're the wind beneath my wings? Like, I didn't. No, I didn't even know you existed. Thanks. That's awesome. What a great day. So you know, he threw out the line, and I grabbed up that bait super quick. Like what can't and in my head I'm just like I need like we have to go. We got to get in that car. We got to get in that car, and I don't even know, film something. Like we're just gonna. I guess I'm gonna give you an interview in your car while you drive around or something. I have no idea. I have no intention of driving, and I don't care about cars that much. I just need to know why and how. What does this? What does this mean? What is the meaning of this madness? So he was like, "Oh, actually, yeah, it's weird." He was like, you know, it's not that I'm a big dinosaur Jurassic Park guy at all. Like, you know, just enough, I guess." But it was like just I got this car, and it was like kind of just an ugly blue. I didn't like the color of it. I just didn't like the look of it. I just, you know, I didn't really care. So it was like I can't ruin it. So I thought, why not? Like why not just see what happens? It can't get worse. I already hate it. And if it gets worse, I'll just do something else to it. Like, okay, cool. We'll see. Probably not. Odds of seeing him again are probably slim to nil. I'm sure I still creeped him, weirded him out good enough. So he was just like, yeah. So he's showing me all the pictures of like the process and everything, and he was like, oh yeah. Like it was just guerrilla style. You know, just brought it to my friend's place that is like a garage or whatever, and just randomly worked on it for a while because I just didn't care, and literally like spray paint. Like, what are you talking about? And he showed like one of the process pictures where it's just like, are you kidding me? And he's like, yeah. Like once I got to that point, I'm like, this is gonna look awful. This is gonna look terrible. This looks insane, and it did. It looked so insane that it was like I would have stopped right there and just been like, I don't know. Like we got to push this car off a cliff or set it on fire. This has to be an insurance type situation. This is bananas. So, he was like, but I just kept going, like taping it off, spray painting, doing this, doing that. Like that black part is just markers. That is like, it's like, you're breaking my brain. What are you saying? Just like with whatever you had access to, you turn this into, again, if you check out the picture on my Instagram, No Such Thing as Grown Ups Instagram, I think it looked pretty immaculate. Like getting really close, you can maybe see some of the handwork, but for the most part, of just like, yeah, this is dead on nailed. Like you did it, man. And I'm like, regardless, like the market was like 2 minutes away from closing. I'm like, you wait 2 minutes, I'm gonna follow you to your car, and then I'm gonna take pictures of your car, and I might lay on top of your car. I don't know, but that's what's gonna happen. And he was like, oh yeah, like no, it doesn't look as good now. But here's a picture. I'll just airdrop it to you. And he airdropped me a picture, and I posted it. Like, this is awesome. Like, this is when it was the most pristine. I'd rather you had this. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I need the real one. I need the real one. and you already told me where you parked, and if you don't go right back to your car after the market, I'm gonna hang out around your car for a little bit and hope you don't show up so that I can, take pictures of it and maybe make myself a little movie with it where I like I said, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna climb on top of your car, sir. I didn't climb up on top of his car, of course. I say of course, you don't know. But I'm not that much of a maniac. So my Instagram story for the day, which I'll be honest, I recorded it about 4 different times and I was like, that was insane. And the 4th one was still just as crazy as the first 3, but I don't know, just condensed enough. The camera wasn't. I was just like calm enough, and I'm like, all right, let's take this. It's not that complicated. We're just gonna walk by, camera on the car while I'm before I get to the car going da na 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 na, and then I pan over to the car, and then I say something about a car being in town. Not yet. Next time I see it in town, shirt's going off, and yeah, hopefully I'll have a black shirt and some black pants. I really should just carry the Ian Malcolm outfit with me wherever I go. I mean, I gotta go get it first, but do that and some bloody rags to wrap around my leg, and the next time I see it, I'm just gonna real quick change in public, but full reverse superhero, like, oh my god, it's some sort of situation. I'm gonna transform into slightly crippled man, hobbling along at the slowest of speeds. He is there for none of your needs. He can point out that it's dangerous and how you're gonna die if you don't drive faster. Must drive fast now. So that's theme song. You weirdos. So that was that little adventure, and then then I was on my way. As I was on my way, I realized, oh hey, about 2 cars back, there's just a lady sitting in her car, or a guy, I can't remember, but there's a person sitting in their car. So they've been watching me walk back and forth in front of this car for a while, for more time than I care to have somebody watch me walk in front of a car back and forth, but whatever. I see 1,000 people with their dogs and their babies trying to pose out things that are like, that's nuts, man. Go live your life for 5 minutes. You're taking up too much time trying to force your kid to act like it's living a day that didn't really happen. But people gotta get those clicks. Instagram.com/no-such-thing-as-grown-ups. Give me them clicks. I want them clicks. I want to earn my swipe up. Can I get a swipe up? 10,000. 10,000 followers to get a swipe up. Will give you such a crick in the neck. So, stay with the market, I guess. Oh yeah, the other market fun story that I instigated myself was my little art friend London was like 2 tables over, and I usually go visit her for a minute or 2, see what she's got going on, decide whether or not I want to buy another button for my backpack. So regardless, anyway, I don't. You follow her on Instagram as well. I think it's L_E_art, but I can't quite remember at this point. But Nelly, that guy should carry the outfit around. That guy should carry the outfit around. Why isn't that SUV filled with Jurassic Park costumes and dinosaur parts instead of golf clubs? I mean, I don't want to judge people. I know I'm a monster and I'm a weirdo, but I have to say, a little part of me was like, oh, golf clubs. I guess we're not going to be best friends and have adventures. Golf clubs. And that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. The adventure, it only goes to as far as like driving around in this car, and I don't like driving around in anything, regardless of if it's, you know, my childhood adventure mobile. One of these feet is bigger than the other. So anyway, like I said, I did a little Ewok watercolor marker thing. Close enough. And, well, two slight meanders, side stories. It's always little kids, which breaks my brain, that are like, oh my god, Alf! That's Alf! Like, what do you mean that's Alf? Excuse me, small child, same deal as the Jurassic Park car. How do you know who Alf is? You can't know who Alf is. And she's like, my mom loves Alf and Amazon, so we watch it all the time. Like, all right, that's great. That's awesome. Just seems like a weird thing. For little kids to be into, but at the same time, of course they are. And then this other kid, so while I was there, I did this little Ewok picture. He stops with like his grandpa, and he was like, oh wow, like this Ewok, oh Alf. What are you talking about, kid? You're a small child, and the same deal, like, oh no, I watch this with my mom all the time. She's so into it. I'm so into it. I really need one of these things. But he's speaking in a way where it's like, you've got a 10-year-old body and face, but you're speaking as if you're some sort of, I don't know, market dignitary. Like, I felt intimidated and really just like I owed him something. Like, he was so just like well spoken about things from my childhood, and it's like, you're only 10, this isn't possible. Like, maybe he was 14, I don't know, but he was still just like, oh no, I quite enjoy the Ewoks and the Star Wars, but Alf is fairly enjoyable. It's funny, he's wearing that like Hawaiian shirt. Quite interesting choice to put a Hawaiian shirt on. And I'm like, no dog, no little kid, man. Alf wears a Hawaiian shirt. We talked about this in the stream, I think, but in the cartoon on Alf's home planet, they wear shirts. They're Donald Duckin', I think, but they're wearing shirts, and he wears like an orange or yellow, shirt with triangles that are on it or something. And then for some strange reason, when he goes to Earth, Willie is a terrible, terrible, mean person, and he will not allow Alf to wear clothes, I guess. I don't know what the deal with that is, other than I do know that the show came first, and they added clothes for the cartoon to differentiate between all the Melmacians, I guess they're called. So anyway, several small children dig in old timey stuff, and then he came back like, I just can't leave without it. Like, yeah, how much for this? And like, you can't leave without it. You're just a little kid. Like, yeah. Like, here, I'll give you a deal. Like, how much do you have? $5 less than that because I'm a good person. And then away he went with his Ewok art, and he was happy. And I was amazed, and I think he followed me on Instagram. Maybe he's watching right now, or he'll watch later on YouTube. But yeah, there's a picture of some like suave looking little kid, but it's in the distance, and I'm like, that's a little kid. I'm not following some little kid, but it's got to be that little kid, just looking extra cool. So, once I finished the Ewok picture, before it was sold, the interim time, I took the Ewok thing out of my sketchbook, not this one, a different one, out of my book, and I put it in a little frame. And inside the little frame is one of those little frame inserts that says, hey, it's this size frame, and here's a random picture. And on the random picture, I drew like a Loch Ness Monster type thing and another monster climbing over a mountain, also on the Instagram, excuse me. And I don't know. I was just going to Instagram it and walk away. Like, that's it. This goes in the garbage now. It doesn't matter. But then I thought, or does it? Can I make this matter? And I think that I can. And why not? Why shouldn't I? Let's make a game. Let's have a game of Saw, shall we? And I put on my little jigsaw mask, and I toddled over to London's table, and I slapped it down on her table, and I said, I dare you to, or I bet you can't, sell this for more than $1. Anything over $1, and you can come over to my table, and you can have anything on my table, regardless of price, size, whatever it is. You get your pick. Whatever you want. If you can sell this little doodle, scrap, crap piece of nonsense for even $1, I don't even care. Anything over $1, that's the challenge. See you later. It still said like 4x6 on it, and you know, other writing along the side. Who would ever buy this thing for anything? And it's like, I'm not even sure. Like, is she gonna try? But I feel like she is. She definitely is. She seems like she might be this kind of person that will get into the weird challenges. And also, it's like, I know that she really wants one of the Jeff Goldblum shirts. But as generous as I am, I'm not just gonna give it away. I need to have people earn it in some way, and I don't know what's wrong with me. But it is just like, I don't necessarily need her to pay for this. It would be great, again, just to having more people out there wearing the shirts and saying, no, I got it here, get it from this thing, blah, blah, blah. Great, crazy, sexy dinosaur guy. But also, it was a long day, it's a hot day, I gotta have fun, and I've got stuff. Why not make it a prize for somebody who I already know wants it, and will probably try to convince somebody to take this for $1. Maybe she'll do it as an add-on, like, hey, for an extra $1, or hey, what if I give you $1 off of this thing, but you still give me that $1 and I'll give you this extra doodle. Like, so yeah, I assume she was going to loophole her way to winning, but she posted on her Instagram like, hey, the weird guy 2 tables down bet me I can't sell this for more than $1. And I'm like, oh wow, this is great. She trimmed the edges, she cleaned it up the draw, or the page itself, so it was now just the doodle. It didn't have the frame stuff on it anymore. I'm like, wow, clever little velociraptor. This looks sellable now. Like, she's gonna pull this off. So of course I got to sabotage her. No, and then I don't know. Time passes. It was towards the end of the market, I want to say. And, well, you know, suddenly, you know, my spider sense goes off, like somebody's talking about me, or they're looking at me, and look over, and sure enough, spider sense is usually right. I say it's usually right. It's always going off 100% of the time, and I'm always looking for you know, injustice. So I look over, and I want to say they look touristy. They look like they were having a great time in a different place, but they were just like, yeah! And I looked over like, they're all looking at me like, we're doing it. We're buying this dumb thing, you idiot. We're beating you at your game. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I expected to lose, but something about this is still weird. It's just still weird. And why wouldn't it be? Everything is weird. So that couple comes over and talks to me, where I'm like, I didn't expect this at all. And then I'm looking around like, oh man, I got to give them something of actual value. This is insane. They must have just did it to be nice, right? And no, they actually wanted it. They were like, oh, this reminds us of this specific monster. Like, I assume a Loch Ness type of monster, except Canadian or whatever. I don't know all the things. So 0.5. But yeah, she was literally just like, "Oh no, we had to get this. It reminded us of this thing we love so much. Like, wow, you're actually gonna like take this and put it in a frame and look at it for joy." And I could not have hoped for anything even close to that. Like, that's magical and amazing. Like, I think we all won the day today, didn't we? And then London like sneaks over to my table and throws down a toonie. That's a $2 coin here in Canada if you're somewhere else. And I'm like, what? That's not what I wanted at all. But wow, that's super generous. So I grabbed that toonie, went back over to her table, and I threw it down in a mildly violent fashion so as not to disrupt everything and cause trouble, but I still wanted to be a little bit visceral and angry, like, I don't want your money. That's not what this is about. It was about the challenge. And I scolded her. And I was like, no. I was like, the money's yours. Like, that has nothing to do with anything. It's just like, yep, just whenever you want, like whatever you want from the table, go grab something. And then she went over, I'm not sure while I was buying sprouts or whatever it was. But while I was just slightly adjacent to my table, she snuck over and grabbed a Jeff Goldblum shirt, which, like I said, I already knew she wanted. She's been hoping that I still have one for a while. And she's like, all right, like, yeah. I can be both generous and cruel at the same time, and we all had fun with it. But then, on her Instagram, which I believe I either reposted or restoried, she took a picture of like a post-it note. Oh no, I took the picture. She wrote on a post-it note like, thanks, like this has become the best day ever. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome. And then I posted that like at Truro Farmers Market. Then the Farmers Market lady was like, I could not have asked for a better thing to happen. Like, I'm so happy this happened. This is great. Like, yeah. Yeah, I don't just go to things. I make things fun and interesting. That's what I do. Or else I sit there bored, hating myself, trying not to fall asleep. But I don't know if you were watching me that day. I was falling asleep towards the end of the day. People next door decided I wasn't going to have a good sleep that night. And that was great. And the night before the market, the other reason I was tired and mildly peopled out was went to a little art show at the Old Road Barbecue here in Truro, and I got a sticker because I'm like, hey, you got stickers? Can I take one of these stickers without dumping money into a donation box? Or is there a donation box where I can throw money before I take these stickers? Because I need this sticker. And she was like, no, yeah, take a sticker. Like, awesome, I'm taking a sticker. So I took it and I put it there. And, they have like barbecue food, which was amazing. I don't know, I got some brisket, some coleslaw. I don't quite understand barbecue places that much, other than... I don't know. People really love ribs. It all tasted amazing, but I need French fries. But no, this place is awesome. They had like this little stage, and I did not figure out who the guy was. Instagrammed him as well. but he has this amazing, like, I want to say Bare Naked Ladies type of voice, but he was doing some other songs, like his vocal range was amazing, like just amazing. I'm just like on the edge of my seat, just like I'm so enthralled. And he started this one song where I'm like, I don't think I recognize the song, but I know it's one of those songs that everybody should be into, but I can't remember why. And he kind of stopped. He's like, whenever I play this song, there's always somebody that's like, this is what I've been waiting for. And I was the one he was talking about. And I'm just like, I'm just excited about whatever the next song was because you've been so awesome. Like, I really genuinely don't know what this is other than it does sound mildly familiar. And then once it started playing, I'm like, oh, it's that song by that person whose name I never remember. And I couldn't tell you what it is that day. But it's like that Danzig song that always plays when somebody plays a Danzig song. And again, he did an amazing job. So I was becoming fairly enthralled with the space itself. Like, ooh, maybe this stage. And the artwork and all that stuff. So during the art show, they'd gotten their hands on the... I feel like this should be more focused. Focus. Focus. Yeah, it was a little fingerprinty. They had the posters printed for the next art show. So while I was trying to get my art for the next art show to Gavin, the head of Outsider Inside art group, whatever it's called, group, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like what do you think about a poster?" Like, I don't know, I think about posters all the time. If I get a chance, I'll throw something together, and I had a chance, so I did. And they were like, they printed it and they loved it. They loved it. Like, it's, let's go to this camera. Hello, get out of the way. So anyway, it's a sharktopus. He's like, holding some, holding a little paintbrush and some art. And some things, and then saying, "Hey, come on down to the art show. It's August 21st to September 5th. But here's the real truth: it's up right now. It's already up right now. So if you are Truroite, Trurbag, if you live in Truro, go to the industrial park." To the old road barbecue and get yourself some art. Get some barbecue too if that's what you're into, but mostly go buy my art and support mental health and all those good programs and things that these guys do. So yeah, I don't know. Not to brag, not to say I'm the greatest thing in the world, but I am. Hashtag Brag McGee. I felt more special than I should have at somebody else's art show. Because it's more than several times it was like, hey, check it out. Like, this is Curtis. This is the guy that made this poster. Hey, check out this poster. This is the guy that made that thing. Like, that. Thank you. Feel real special here. I gotta get out of here now. Too special. Too weird. And then I was giving Gavin, the guy who runs the thing, and his wife and his kid a ride home. Practically one street over from where Nellie lives, oddly enough. And right before that, I can't remember the exact timeline, but I was talking to Joe, Gavin's wife, about, you know, what she does and what this thing does, and, you know, educating people and blah 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 blah, all kinds of you know, I don't know, grown up things, whatever, and then somehow she went away, and I feel like I was talking to somebody else, and they faded away as this kid came out of nowhere. And I might have said 2 words like, "Oh, you're the giant child that I was told about," because earlier it was like, "Oh, like my son is taller than me already, and he's just, you know, like a 12-year-old or whatever he was." And that's about all I said to him. He walks up, table's empty, kind of does one of these. Hey, or no, before he does that, he's like, I got a question for you. Like, all right, go nuts. This could go anywhere, but I'm also leaving in like 2 minutes, so this isn't going to go on long, I'm sure. See what happens. Also, whoever, you know, says to a kid, no questions. Be gone, child. Other than in my head all the time. He was like, this table, and he, like, you know, like touched the table. Was like, what is this table made of? And the way he had, I'm gonna call it evil in his eyes, the trickery of a Loki style trickster, just like, oh, you're here to test me. I see where this is going. You definitely don't want me to say wood. And before I could even finish that thought, he was like, I don't mean wood. Of course this is wood or whatever. Just like, and he definitely doesn't mean like the laminate and the whatever, how nothing is wood anymore. He's going deeper for sure. He wants something. He wants to play with my brain. I know that he does, but I'm not going to accuse him of that right away. But it only takes 2 seconds to realize, okay, this is it. We're in the Gauntlet now, and only one of us is coming out alive, I think. Or I'm going to become best friends with a 9-year-old or whatever he was. He's like, again, still before I can even answer, he's like, you might say like atoms or molecules, electrons, photons, right? Like those are like the smallest things, and I'm like, I guess almost. Like there's definitely, there's stuff inside of them as well. He was like, yeah, he's like quarks. Quarks are like, the smallest thing. Like that's what makes up all the other things. Like, but he's like, like I still haven't answered the question yet. You somewhere in your weird little Svengali mind, that I'm already thinking weird things, and you have to keep throwing stipulations at me, or I'm just going to answer the question and take over this little conversation. But he was just like, but what's before quarks? What's before quarks? Like, if everything is made of the same thing, then everything is, like, then what is it or whatever? Like, oh, we got there real quick, and you're definitely not on drugs. This is just you. Here we go. And I'm just like, oh yeah, like, I don't know, like, there's no way I can know the answer to that. But yeah, of course, like, everything still breaks down to infinity. Like, and I mean, I didn't even get into that part where it's like, oh yeah, once you get so small, then you come back around again through a giant world back to small again. I mean, that's, Horton Hears a Who that's what all that was all about in Men in Black 1, but not Men in Black 2. And he was like, yeah. I was like, but regardless, it was like, whatever everything is, it is all existing on some sort of Wi-Fi, just an energon field of energy. I didn't say pixels, but it is like it's just a bunch of pixels flowing over stuff. Nothing actually exists. And then there's energy flowing through that the same way that you can say, like, check out this little computer board. I soldered this piece of metal to this piece of plastic, and now it's a computer. That doesn't make any sense. Hey, I shot this laser through this piece of plastic. Anyway, it plays movies and music. doesn't make any sense. So then, of course, information can just exist in the field of energy. Blah 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 blah. Bling 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 blah. That's welcome to the religion of paradoxes and infinite questions that lead to nothing but more questions. And and basically, I might have said something along the lines of like, yeah, have you seen the documentary The Matrix? It's about how we're already in the computer, and if we're not, we're already machines. We're already whatever. Like we've already gone through and come around in some way, shape, or form. But I don't know. So because of that, we of course go to time travel. He's like, okay, so if there is time travel, like, and like what starts it all? Like if this is, a thing, or we're doing like whatever that is. If we go back to the beginning of time, what was before that? What created this? If this is its own or whatever, I'm just like that. It doesn't matter. Like it's infinite. So it's like we created this universe and we started living in it, but we were already in it to create it. So it's just this self-perpetuating thing, or it's somebody else's Matrix program and we're just effing around in it, trying to be a thing, trying to be the main character in whatever game we think we're playing. And no matter what it is, like it doesn't matter. Like we're other characters. Maybe we're being played. Maybe we're non-playables. Maybe we're the villains infiltrating somebody else's quest. But regardless, it is just like I can't say that there is a beginning. It's just like I can say that, again, the whole time travel thing is like if you go to the end, I was like, I don't think you can go to the end. There is no end of time. There is an end of like maybe this world, an end of chunks of the universe, things, exploding, whatever. But yeah, I don't think existence ends, because again, it's like I don't know how much of it's real or how much of it is just being procedurally created as it needs to be, like within a game or whatever. I don't know. Either way, I don't have these answers, and I want to go home and go to bed so I'm ready for the markets. So he's just like, all right, so there is no whatever. There's no beginning then. So what about, if you do travel through time, if you go back to the beginning and change it? I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, all the time travel things have taught me that if time travel can happen, then it doesn't matter. Like, you can't come back to your own time. That's not a thing. Like, that's just not a thing. Everybody in the Avengers was going to a different timeline. Technically, old Steve Rogers, spoiler alert, shouldn't have shown up later. He's not in that timeline. He's in a different timeline now. Every time you jump, you're somewhere else. That's where you are. You don't get to go back. And because I do believe, like, oh, maybe we do have the ability to time travel, but my version of time travel is more just universe hopping. It's sliders. So it's like, yeah, there's just infinite different or almost similar universes where it is just like, hey, what happened? Like, this universe is the one where I had ice cream yesterday. This universe is the one where I had a chicken wrap instead of the ice cream. And this universe, I had both. Everything else in the rest of my life stays the same except for that minor thing. Or another one where it's like, I had the ice cream, some guy made fun of me, I snapped that day, threw the ice cream in his face, and then I ended up in jail, having a game of Orange is the New Black for a weird, dumb circumstance. But regardless, if maybe whatever dreams are your ability, they allow you to jump into these weird, different universes, but then you snap back into this one. It's just a view. But maybe, just maybe, if you wake up in a new timeline, in order for everything to function properly, or if it's like a game, like you'll be imbued with all of the backstory that character needs, that I need to have known up until today. If, say, I woke up in this time, in this universe today, in order to do it, I need all of the life knowledge of the Curtis of this universe. So it's like, whoop, you just wake up in that body, just like Wolverine in Days of Futures Past, except I don't get to remember the other stuff. Or, whoa, that dream was crazy. That was me going, hey, this universe is nuts. I'm gonna jump into another one, and then I did, like the Animatrix, like waking up in another place. And I am also in the universe where I ate both, and and it was wonderful. So I basically said that already. He was like, all right, so you don't even time travel. You're just talking about universe hopping. But still, if you can jump back to the beginning universe where it was the beginning, it was just like, I just don't think that you can. Or if you can, you jump to a world where it's basically you looking at yourself, setting up this game for you to jack into and then play. Like, it's going to end up being, if you go back to the beginning, you're going to end up in another version of this universe where you're setting yourself up in this universe, blah, blah, blah. Again, like, this is one of a billion theories depending on what comic book or weird short movie, something that I watched that day or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. So since he was one of the people that was driving home, the dad was like, all right, whatever's going on here, like, you get shotgun, we'll be in the back. You guys can keep talking about this. Like, we can? This is fairly unprecedented. So the whole way home, we're talking time travel. Thanos comes up at least once, and yeah, it was just super interesting. And then right at the end, still interesting, but confusing. I can't remember how or why, but suddenly it was like, and like, what are your views on like hydras? I'd love to see you draw a hydra. You'd what to what now? Why is what? How did we go from time travel to? I'll draw you a Nick Fury. What? So I guess he drew this awesome hydra picture. Like, yeah, I should come check it out. Hydra, yeah, like the dinosaur, not the Marvel Nazis. So that was, as always, magical, amazing. Table's made of quarks. The table's made of time and space and energy. The table is made of you. Table is made of me. And that's the other two. Is like, and everybody is all the same person, just trying out all the different adventures, and possibly we jump between those people. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. Whatever we're doing it. So just keep doing it. And I'll do a stream where I ramble about things and draw weird heads on stuff. Like, is there who's the Tron guy? Jeff Bridges? Is there a Jeff Bridges somewhere, jamming on a joystick going, no, like, we're supposed to be going out fighting stuff, man. We're supposed to hit blocks and get some coins. Why are you drawing dinosaur heads and stuff again? And he's just like mashing on the, whatever, like hitting Apple Q, like, no! Arrgh! My sim is the worst. My sim is the worst. Why does it keep drawing these things? It goes to the market, sits at this table. Talking to Avril, the soap lady, for 4 hours. That's about all the stories, I guess. I know, I want to say, like 19 other things happened this week, of course. Oh, yeah, that was another thing. goes. Eh? Out of the light. It's remote control. It's a little brighter. So that's fun. Eh? And I don't know, eventually I'll stick it somewhere. Still working on table things. And then start doing bits with it, I guess. Oh, alright, so basically he wants me to answer it, so... There it goes. It's hard to make it flash ring. So, oh, I'm just looking away. I don't know. I can't hear that loud clicking of this remote. Yes, Commissioner, what is the problem? Yeah. No, I'm drawing dinosaur heads and stuff right now. Yeah, I get, no, that's, yeah, if you, if anybody poops themselves at a Walmart, then that's their own problem. This, I don't know how you got this number. It's an emergency number, and yes, shitting your pants at a Walmart is definitely an emergency. But of all the places, I mean, if you could, you know, if you're not in the bathroom yet, go in the bathroom. Get rid of whatever your underwear. Hopefully, if you got an extra sweater, tie that off. Go back out to the store, buy what you need to get back home. Get in the bathroom, change yourself, and then get out of there. Or just do the first thing, throw the underwear away, and then just leave. Then just leave. All right. Yeah. No, it's. I mean, I don't. Yeah. You just wipe harder. Oh yeah, it'll smear. Try to add some water. Yeah, I don't like hearing this or being a part of this, actually. Okay, cool. Space Goonie, I will talk to you later. Don't be watching streams while you're at Walmart. And that's the Space Goonie pooped herself at Walmart phone. There was one other thing. I'm terrified to try it. Maybe it'll be weird. What are you looking at? Maybe it'll be weird. You're looking at your little pipe. You made a little pipe. Is that what's going on over here? You little adorable little cat. Yeah, no, I'm playing Mario Maker over here. Play Mario Maker 2. That's not how you play Mario Maker. That's like building. I mean, I'm impressed you're building a bunch of stuff. No, this is all purchases. I purchased this. Yeah, but you don't have any money. You don't have any money. So, I mean, I purchased it. I'm guessing I purchased it, and now you're just sitting in it. Yeah, no, I grabbed your credit card, went on the old internet, no big deal. Just popped in the numbers, selected one or two of these, shipped it to the mail, and here I am, playing Mario Maker. That's not Mario Maker. I mean, we don't even have a Switch. You're just pretending to be Mario. Yeah, that's how I play Mario Maker. I'm like, hey, look at me. I'm the Mario Maker, and I'm making some Mario. I guess I should say I'm playing Mario Maker also. I'm not playing Mario Maker 2, whatever that is. Cool. Good to know. Good to have you here. I really need to put something here so I know where to look, because I don't quite know where to look, and it's hard to look there and look here to see, am I looking in the right place? I don't know. But that's what we're doing. And I also forgot to put the stuff on the screen properly so that I could, you can still see things. But like I said, I don't even know where I'm looking right now. Maybe I'll put the bench there. Whoa, sorry, buddy. Look right there. Is that where your eyes are? I'm looking at your eyes. Are we cool? Yeah, no, that's great. I just would appreciate it if you didn't pretend that I did really exist and you need a stool to look at so that you could know where my eyes are. Like, my eyes are up here, my eyes are up here. Yeah, I know, that's cool. Your eyes are wherever they are, but I don't know where that is. I threw this together 9 minutes before we started the stream, and then I'm just going to draw some Flashdance stuff, all right? Oh, that was a different Space Goonie. Sorry. This is Space Goonie down here. That's Space Goonie 42. I was talking to Space Goonie 55. So yeah. Yeah. I'm the master of saves. Now I have to remember, who's Fezzik? Is that Princess Bride? It's Princess Bride, right? That's Andre the Giant? Is Fezzik? Or is... Oh, I can't remember his real name anymore, but the little guy who was Bill Cosby's friend from the show. Everyone knows that I don't poop. I've got a box that Pat can scoop. Hey, lady. Hello, lady. Nope, don't have that voice in there anywhere. Hey there, lady. I can see you need a poop. Hey there, lady. What is the scoop? You're in Walmart and you want to shop, but you went to McDonald's and you got a plop. You're gonna poop your pants in Walmart today, 'cause you're Wallace Shawn, yes. Wallace and Gromit Shawn. He'll get there because he's driving the Vesuvius. So that was the other thing that I put together. So that's the lead up to Oy vey. Oh snaps! Get out of here, Commissioner. Space Goonie. Leave me alone. Oh man. So yeah, I still have to add this to the face articulated version of Milo so that he can sit and play Mario 3. And then, I don't know, then maybe I'll set up one of those Amazon wish lists and see if some of these sexy dinosaurs can get me a Switch. Because I'm not buying a Switch. I'm not buying a Switch. I'll play it. I'll use a Switch. But I'm not spending money on it. The fine people at Powerade can buy me one. Or Hot Rod. When they start supporting me. And they will. Or, of course, the fine people at Water. Refreshing water. I do love this water bottle, but I don't know enough about that company to be like, hey, this company's great. And I love their logo. I both love it and hate it. It's one of those logos. Shatter a day. You got water everywhere. Don't have episodes be brought by water. Just gets everywhere. Shatter a day. Oh, Shatter a day. Can sound things out in an awful lot of different ways. Shadarade, it quenches up your thirst. Powerade, It's got vitamins, so it's not the worst. Okay, I'm thinking my 0.8 marker is actually lost. Alright. Well, that might be on a restaurant patio somewhere. And it's just a bin full of markers. No big deal. No big deal. 'Cause if you've got plants and you want them to dance, you don't take them out at night, you get them some electrolyte. Jadarade. And plants going together in an apocalyptic romance. And that's the theme song to Idiocracy. Alright, it took forever. I took forever today. Let's just do a quick sploosh of color on this thing. I feel like it's been a minute since I did a blue dinosaur. Actually, it's Flashdance, right? It's gray sweater. It's the gray sweater moment. I am pretty sure actually that I say, like, I don't even remember seeing this movie, but once I was getting into it, I do have memories of a movie where a lady was like, you can't do this, like, but I want to do it. Like, she actually wanted to weld and dance. It wasn't one of those, like, I gotta get out of dancing, or I gotta get out of welding so I can dance. If that's what it was about, if it was, then I definitely saw it, and I remember thinking, like, wow, like, this movie is poignant and great. It should be taught in schools. Somewhere. There it is. It's the lightest of blues. Oh yeah, I just said I was going to get the grays. Okay, gray. Still want a little blue. Another gray. That's a little gray. And yeah, let's get nuts. Let's get nuts. Dance, welding, weld dancing. Dancing and welding and having a great time. So, let's talk a little bit about the making of art and the why and the how. Because every once in a while, sometimes you'll meet some arty weirdo that's like, I think you can see by my usage of these colors and tones, it was actually explaining the plight of the bumblebee in the 20th century. Like, it sure was. Can't really prove you wrong, I guess. But in this instance, in this instance, I'm going for, what are those? Like, they are the lights of the flash dancing stage, but also she's not on the flash dancing stage. They could also be the lights of the welding, and maybe I'll throw some more light stuff in the background, or I'll be like, hey, it's already late. I'm going to bed. But then the rest will be black and white. Maybe I'll throw a tinge of blue in there somewhere. But I'm not going to go full color on this one. I'm just going to do like subtle hints. Like I used to back in the day. You think everything looks cool. You can't be trusted. You can't be trusted. Because that life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a real duck blur. You there, boy. You might solve a mystery. You might rewrite history. Here, on DuckTales, woohoo. Because every day that I've been making DuckTales, woohoo. Danger, well, lurks behind you. Doesn't work behind you. There's a stranger out to find you. All you've got to do is grab onto some DuckTales. Woohoo! Oh, snaps. Oh, good. And it's the time of night, the time of day. It happens every single day when the dog across the hall wishes he could play. But no one cares. He's not filled with love. His lady is off playing with a baseball glove. So the dog will bark in its usual way, saying, please, sir, please, can I come out today? And I say, I'm sorry, Jake, or what have you. I don't know your name, and I don't care that much. But sooner or later, some guy will stop by. He'll entertain you for a minute or 5. You'll be happy and quiet, and I will as well. I for one moment won't wish you to hell. I've stopped doing the voice and drifted into my own. There it is again. Back in David's home. The dogs start to bark. They're jerks all the way, but it's not their fault. Like I said, they're forced to stay. I don't know, maybe this is a funny thing. It's a story that's 1 sentence long, but when Nelly was over doing art club last week, and the dog is for the most part quiet as long as nobody makes a bunch of noise. But I watch TV and the dog doesn't go crazy. I'm in my living room sometimes and the dog is reasonable. So it's not because I'm having a conversation. Of course, I was on the phone with my mom for a while last night and the dog was barking. But I said out loud to a dog through a wall, I'm allowed to have friends over. I'm allowed to have friends over because I am. I pay rent. This is my home. I also might say things like, don't make me get you evicted. Because I know that she's the kind of person who likes, like, when there's a ruckus in the building, she's the first one to call the landlord or the cops. And I like that. I like having somebody else who is willing to call the landlord and cops because, you know, I don't like using the phone and talking to people. I'll text them sometimes. Hey landlord, this place has gone nuts again. You might want to call the cops. Thank you. Please don't text back. Or if you do, please don't let it be a mystery I need to solve in order to figure out what it is we're talking about. Thank you. But isn't it ironic, don't you think, to have, you know, yourself, the one who calls in the noise complaints, be the one to be like, you're actually the worst noise complaint. You're just never here for it. You just don't have to endure it. And then I posited to Nelly, who, you know, I don't really know well enough to be like, here's a look inside of the psychotic ideas and plans that I have, the weird need for Cape Breton vengeance that sometimes flows through my corpuscles, my brain cells, whatever. And yeah, exactly. Like I tell the dog to get a job. Doesn't care. I tell the dog I was here first, but mostly I you know, Hanna-Barbera, tiptoe, sneak past that door quietly as I can, lock and close my door, so as to not disrupt everybody when I leave. Whereas everybody else is like, do, door slam, stomp, 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 hey, knock, 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 knock. Like, you guys are doing everything in the loudest way possible. And I'm over here vacuuming up after you guys like a psychopath. But I said, hey, at the risk of ending this friendship real quick, what if I did this? Is this a good idea? After she gets home, if I just sit in the hallway, if I just slump next to her door, or next to my door even, it doesn't matter, and I just start barking. Like, I could do it from in my apartment, but I think it would just be more impactful to have not only her be aware, but have, like, maybe the neighbors see, like, oh, he's fighting back in the most deranged way possible, but that could easily backsplash on you to, hey, oh, it's been you the whole time. You've been up here just barking at the walls like a lunatic, and it hasn't been dogs. So I'm not going to risk that, even though everybody can clearly see the dogs barking in the windows. But I really, I shouldn't, and I won't. But it's just like, you know, every once in a while I used to do those weird little challenges that I genuinely only expected Matt to maybe do. They were just El Guapo, Matt challenges that are like, hey, Matt might just go to the job factory that he works at there and be this kind of weirdo and go with these suggestions that are, you know, whatever they were, like mention how you're just like the biggest fan of I can't remember what it was or whatever, but like let's just go a different way. Like, oh, like I'm the biggest Legend of Zelda fan. Like the biggest. I know everything about Zelda. Like my favorite is like, you know, your Zelda with that sword and the little green outfit. I just love especially like Zelda 64 when Zelda's doing this. Like just do everything that you can to specifically say that Link is Zelda, or vice versa. Just to wait till people lose their mind. And oh yeah, that was the other part of the Paradox kit. I was right. He was a Svengali. He's an aspiring brain tamperer. And I told him that, like, oh, you're just like my dad. Like, that's what he would do when he would say, you know, there and ran a auto parts store, and an old guy comes in and he looks out. He's like, "Oh, hey, what's Jimmy doing out there?" My dad looks out and sees like Jimmy's clearly just putting air in his tires. But in the split second that it takes to say that, he decided to instead say, "Oh, he's putting summer air in his tires." And the old guy's like, "What's that? What's that, Ern?" He's putting in his summer air. And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Like, what? Like, Dave, you're not driving around on winter air, are you? Like, what do you mean? He's like, you missed it. He just finished letting all the air out of his tires, and now he's filling it back up with fresh summer air. Like, that's nuts. Like, that's insane. So then, some time passes. All right, good enough. Focus. And then the guy who owns the auto parts shop comes out and sees my dad like just sitting there doing whatever you do when there's no auto parts that need selling at the moment. And he's just like, Ernie, like, "Yeah, buddy, what's Dave doing out there? What's Dave doing out there?" "Oh, he's putting the because at this point he doesn't see somebody filling his air with tires. He sees a man letting all the air out of all of his tires at one time next to the air pump, and just like, what's going on there? Like, oh, that Davey, he's putting the summer air in his tires." And of course, like, this isn't the first weird scheme adventure that my dad has incited. So he's just like, "Oh, like, Ernie, like, what did you guys do?" He's like, he asked what so-and-so was doing when he was filling up his tires. And it's just so obvious that if he thinks this is real, then he deserves this kind of thing. Like, it's not your job to just punish people for no reason. Meanwhile, hey, farmers market friends, challenge time. So yes, it is our job to challenge people. So I told him, like, basically that, like, yeah, that's my dad's thing, is he presents people with situations that they have to deal with, or get through, etc. And exactly, I think that's mostly what I did this year too, was like, I'll just leave I don't drive enough to warrant changing my tires. Yeah, that needs to be darker. Stool is completely the wrong angle. So anyway, before I said that, he fully admits to me, this kid, that he's like, "Well, you see, like, because I wasn't giving in, I wasn't breaking, I kept having more answers or more paradoxes to throw on top of his paradoxes." And it's just like, no, like, I'm Paradox Patrol. Like, I will talk about paradoxes forever, because that's how paradoxes work. When you get to the end of it, you're at the beginning again, and then you have to start all over. So he was definitely not prepared for that, so he just fully admitted, like, okay, like, here's the thing. What I normally do is, like, I try to present, people, adults, whatever, with these paradoxes until, like, I try to shut their brain down. I'm trying to shut somebody's brain down like a robot, when you give it an equation it can't compute, because it can't deal with paradoxes. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought you were doing. That's fine. But just know this, child, you can't win the paradox game. Unless you're prepared to start over forever. Because I'll admit, I really wanted to see the Doctor Strange movie. There's some versions of Doctor Strange in some of the comics that I love. Turns out, wow, Doctor Strange is the greatest. And I hated him for so many years because he was the worst. Or I just never really read anything with him, or when he was there, all he did was like, ooh, or sorry. ooh, Spider-Man Hands Wizard. Like, all right, cool, Spider-Man Hands Wizard. That's great. And then I was like, ooh, it's Sherlock is going to be Spider-Man Hands Wizard. This is going to be awesome. And then we talked about that before. And then he shows up and does his New York accent. And I didn't enjoy that. But I got used to it. I learned to love it in other movies. Because, there's a lot of those characters I don't enjoy on their own, but I do enjoy them in Avengers books with other characters. But I don't know. The movie was boring. Maybe I was just really tired. It was late, and I just fell asleep through the whole movie. But the beginning was like, hey, I'm gonna get my powers. I'm gonna train for my powers. Like, all right, cool. And then next thing I know, it was like, all right, Dormammu, I'm gonna beat you. Like, you can't beat me. I'm Dormammu. Like, guess what, Dormammu? I'm gonna beat you. Like, wait, didn't we just do this? Like, we sure did. Welcome to the Paradox Jungle. And we don't have fun in games. We've just got this one game, and it's gonna be full of complaints. So I'm the wizard that you need, and I'm here to, I don't know, bury you under meat. That doesn't go anywhere. To the jungle. Just here. But that's me and this kid. It's a Dormammu fight. And I'm like, if I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I'll keep resetting this paradox, and you'll stay trapped in this paradox forever. Small child, I am a monster. Look at my wingspan. I will destroy you all. What else you got? What else you got, kid? And like I said, I forget where else we went. We drifted through Marvel movies, talking about how Green Lantern is technically like the most powerful hero in the world because, around the universe, his power is based is imagination. You can't stop imagination. I'm like, no, you can't stop imagination. Just, it just sucks that a lot of Green Lanterns are shitty at being Green Lanterns. Or written as shitty Green Lanterns. Just gonna drizzle some welding sparks down here. And this is the part where I start to get quiet. Don't have anything to say, and it's not a riot. Oh, this is a funny thing. Depending on your perspective of funny things. Don't look at me like that. So whatever, talking to my mom on the phone for, I don't know, about 2 hours longer than I intended to. as all my conversations go. And within the conversation, there's a point. Most of the time, I don't call home super often. Like I said, I'm a monster. And there's usually a point where my mom was like, all right, like starting to feel pins and needles. My arm is falling asleep from talking on the phone. And I'm like, yeah, I'm almost there. My arm is about to fall asleep too, but I don't have pins and needles yet. I guess I should let you go. Conversation over. I love you, Mom. Goodbye for another week or two. But I don't stop. Hey, yeah, I should let you go. It's been real. Talk to you later. Did I tell you about this thing? And what about this thing? Because that reminds me of this time I was like talking to this guy, the art show guy, oddly enough, and I'm like blah blah blah, bling 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 blah. Hey, it's me, and I talk all the time. Do you want to hear some more words or rhyme? And he manages to pull, and I can tell, I can already tell, like, you're not the kind of person that wants to talk all the time. You don't want to talk this much. You don't want to listen this much. You are done with me. I should segue into, all right, anyway, see you later, gotta go. But I just couldn't. I just couldn't, because it was like, oh yeah, that thing? And I'm like, all right, yeah, so here's more words to go with that. And you know, I'm going to say more than once now, he has pulled this thing that I think is amazing, and I just told my mom, I was like, yeah, like mid, you know, pretty much mid whatever I was talking about, like, arm goes up, or the fist bump, like, all right, bro, like, it's good talking to you, bro. Brody, bro, all right, cool, bro, see you later, bro. You bro yourself later, bro. All right, awesome, cool, like, wow, that's wicked clever. Like, this conversation's over now. I just gotta walk away. And he's right. I wanted to walk away. I was done with this, but just Jedi. This is not the conversation you're looking for. Please be on your way. Like, this isn't the conversation I'm looking for. I'm going to be on my way. See you around. And I tell that to my mom, and I don't know. Maybe part of me, maybe somewhere in my head, I'm half expecting, but I'm not. I already know my own family. But, you know, TV family kind of sets in and it's just like, hey, isn't my mom going to go, oh, but you're my boy and your words are wonderful. Why doesn't anybody just want to sit and listen to you talk for hours on end? Like, some part of me expected, like, dude, I love listening to you for hours, of course. Who doesn't love this? And I was just like, most people. I have a whole stream about how 5 people like it. And, but no, she didn't say that. She, of course, said, like, yeah, nobody talks as much as you, or nobody likes to talk as much as you. Like, I know. You know, saying that, I realized that it was probably, what, a half hour ago when I said I should let you go. Your arm's asleep, my arm's asleep. I can't feel my fingers anymore. But yeah, I guess I'll really let you go this time. I'm going to really let you go this time and get back to my life instead of, you know, just telling you random things and thoughts on the phone. You know, you just got home from work. You've had a long day. Why? Why would anybody torture my mother? Why would I torture my own mother? That's just not cool. Meanwhile, you know whose mom does love me? Space Goonies. Of all the people to share when I'm doing a stream or when I draw something or animate something, it always catches me by surprise. Like, all right, Space Goonie, Moxie Fox, like a few different people, like they'll share it, of course. And very once in a while, my aunt will share things like, hey, check it out. Like, of course you share it. I was your favorite nephew for sure. I definitely still am. That's just a fact. Like, hey, family, I think you all forgot. I'm the favorite. Share. And that's what I figure. It's mostly a Space Goonie adjacent. Like, oh, this is, you know, one of her dumb little friends. But I feel like, you know, there's enough of my art in your mom's house at this point that people in your family have gotten me to do as presents for her, that it's kind of like, it's a little bit like I've gotten your mom a lot of presents, a lot of handmade, heartfelt presents of her family for her. You know, because after time, all you guys, you know, you get scattered out and thought of like, oh, you're the one who has these kids, you're the one who paints these pictures, you're the one who does this thing, and as far as presents go, my name is on that. I'm getting the share. I'm getting the share. And another part of me really likes to think that your mom is sitting there watching this right now, and that's definitely can't be true, but maybe, just maybe, she is, and that's both weird and amazing. But that's also pretty much my catchphrase is, that's weird and amazing. She can watch on YouTube. She can watch on YouTube. She can definitely watch YouTube because your family has a family YouTube where you guys are always singing around in a big circle with like 12 people, and your dad is playing guitar and or little Sam is playing guitar. But she won't say what's a YouTube. She'll say, I was watching your little friend on the YouTube. Is he okay? Is he okay? Yes. Yes, Kissy, I'm okay. So, I don't know. I'll keep working on the lights for this thing. Still just feel like this could be a lot clearer, but I'm also halfway across the room, so it's a little bit blurry regardless. Yeah, I think I'm gonna say done with this, and I don't care anymore. I still didn't fix the countdown intro, but let's try it anyway. Louder than this horrible sound. Close enough. Close enough. Alright, I'm gonna move this MacTac so I can move the sketchbook. Oh, that's on the back of a drawing. Awesome. Next week I'll figure out a better sketchbook holding deal. But I'll put this right here behind you. Is that cool? Awesome. So as always, if you're new, if you are on the outskirts and haven't been chatting, we play a little game of no such thing as grown up says countdown. I'll give you 9 letters, and with those 9 random letters, you try to make the longest word. Longest word wins. Winners feel good about themselves, and that's about all you win. But it's a fun little word game from a British panel game show that I love to watch all the time, regardless of the fact that I've seen it again and again. There are some new episodes from recent days. So T is the first letter. You want to write these down. E. And try to keep making words as soon as you can, because I will pop up a clock on the screen, and you will have okay, we're not putting Z's in there. Put an I. And yeah, the clock will have 30 seconds, and at the end of the 30 seconds, your time is up. It's a C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's another T. S, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's try and grab another vowel. Another vowel. Come on, vowel, vowel. Looking for a vowel. Anybody got a vowel? Hey, a vowel over here. Give me a vowel. Anybody got a vowel? Just press this till a vowel comes up. There's no vowels, vowel. It's not a vowel, still not a vowel. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I'd find a vowel that's an E or an A. But I'm only getting consonants now. Oh, there was another. All right. Okay, Y, we're going to count Y as a vowel. Deal with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the next is a D. There we go. And throw this away. Gotta set this back to Chatmotron. And clock? Yes. I think that turns the clock off. So yeah. I think I got a 5. Totally forgot to try to come up with a word. Chipmunk's got a 3. Space Goonie's got a 6. Pat Prue, even though I read it, I still remembered. Pat Prue's got a 5. Nelly coming in with a 5. Now, I guess the question is, Space Goonie 6 a real word, or is everybody tying and beating the Chipmunks with their 5? I guess that's everybody that's around. Feel free to throw your words up on the screen. We'll see what's going on. Ice. Oh, those chipmunks are the worst. Sitted. S-I-T-T-E. Sitted? Is sitted a word? Tides I'm liking. If I could turn back tides. Diddy. Now that's a good one. I'm gonna have to Google sitted and see if it's a word. I'm gonna have to learn how this phone works. New window. Sitted. We're seated. It literally says, I'm going to throw this, see if you can read this on the screen here. Okay, sitted is always incorrect in English. And to sit is quite a funny verb anyway. So that is from Quora.com. Oh, somebody asked, is it seated or sitted? And I'm going to assume the answer... Oh, snaps McGee. Idiot. Okay, still open. Still good. We're still good. Still good. Oh, for the love of fun. Get it. Oh, you guys. Anyway. So I think, yeah, everybody wins except Space Goonie and Chipmunks. Common yard chipmunks. That's disgraceful. You really should have face ruffle as an emotion. Yeah, I don't know. What if I tear off my little diffuser? Huh. Anyway, always working on the lights. It's not like I don't have a ton of lights in the room that can be adjusted as well. But yeah, you should probably go smash the mug and start anew with another mug that you just draw your own. Space Goonie is winner with, a bunch of letters backwards written in Sharpie. And anyway, I'll work out some other stuff and see everybody next Tuesday. This has been the No Such Thing as Grown Up stream. Thanks as always for stopping by, watching the things. Of course, you are all sexy dinosaurs. Continue to sexy your dinosaur ways and always be creative with your days. Don't get lost in the haze. I'll put a thing here that makes that not slide away. That's infuriating. Hey, what about me? Look at my little mustache. As long as I keep talking, my mustache jiggles. I love this. Cool, thanks. That was really insightful. I don't know. Have I slumped down throughout the course of this? I think that I have. Anyway, from all of these imaginary cats. Oh yeah, I haven't said anything. Yeah, I know. That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, I'm sorry, sweet angel. Don't yell at me. That's it for the stream every Tuesday. This is what we do. Always trying to add more stuff, but you know, got a day job. And at your day job, you got to work. And at the end of that day job, you're tired. You're so tired that you don't even want to hear 5 hours of your son telling stories about looking at a deer. Mother, I looked at a deer at an industrial park. It was amazing. No, it wasn't. So you see stuff like that all the time. Doesn't matter. Let's go to the credits. Ripley, where's the credit button? There it is. Oh, piano sounds. Have a good night, and thank you so much for making the stream just right, not a fight, just drawn weird heads on things for no reason but to catch sonic rings. That was dumb. Everything you do is a little bit dumb. Don't even, not over the credits. Not over the credits. Oh, you're gonna sit there and act like I don't exist? And I can't take a poop on your parade? My parade is not for being pooped on. You know, some people think that your voice sounds an awful lot like my voice. And it becomes indistinguishable sometimes. That's neither here nor there. That's neither here, nor is it there. This is my voice, your voice is different. Call it a day. Press the stop button.